Welcome to our church. Put your hands together for our praise team. Thanks, Olivia, praise team leader. Al, thank you. Winnie, Jeffrey, thank you. Question for everybody. It's a good question. Let's see how much money I have in my pocket. Yeah, this is my wallet. I travel with life. I had a big wallet, got all the credit cards, all the checks, whatever cash, and then I go, nah, it's too bulky. Slim down now. I got a road band. That's it. Nice and simple. All you need is just a couple of credit cards, and that's it. If I were to write out a check, but if I have some money and I could give it to you in a card, I have $10,000 right now, and I could give it to you right now, each and every one of you. $10,000, real money. Real money. Are you confident that you could grow this $10,000? Are you confident that if I give you this $10,000, you can invest it wisely so that at the end of the year, you have more than $10,000? Not 10,001, but something a little more significant. More than whatever the S&Ps are doing, more than what the stock market can do. Very simple question. If you're confident, just raise your hand. Just want to know. Just want to know. Who's confident? One. Okay, one. Can you guys hear me fairly well? One. I got one. One person. What you guys gonna blow? You guys gonna blow the money? Yeah. What you guys gonna do? Seriously. Huh? Buy a bag. Oh my goodness. Buy a handbag. Yeah. Yeah. Buy sneakers.
Resell sneakers.
Resell sneakers. You don't have to put in a stock market. You can start a business. You can start a small little business. You can start a little push cart. You can sell, fish balls out in the corner. You can sell curry squid, whatever it is. Wait for a moment. $10,000 right now. Who is confident that you could do something with that? $10,000. Okay, cool. I expected you, CEO. I was so shocked that you didn't raise your hand. President of the National what? Honor Society. And I nicknamed you CEO, and you didn't even put your hands up. What a shame. Now. Papa Kev, right? Let's go, Papa Kev. Who else? I got one. Brendan, President. Yes, Kai. Okay, Kai Andrew. Four. Anybody else here? I mean, come on, seriously. You guys do not feel any confidence. Okay, one more. You guys do not feel any confidence that you could grow this $10,000. All right, cool. That's fine. Back to my pocket. Say, we're in this message series called relationships. There's something a lot more important than money. I think you will agree with me. A lot more important. $10,000 is decent money. It's okay money. Start something, maybe you can start something. Sure, of course you could. Like a garage type of business. But I don't believe that that's the most important. For the rest of you, that $10,000, yeah, okay, so it's fine. But your most important assets, if you were to think along with me right now, it's not money. It is all of your relationships. All of your relationships. Put them all together, put in a jar, and look at that as like 10,000 pennies, whatever it is, $10,000, and look at all your relationships right now and say, okay, question. For all those relationships in your hand right now, do you have confidence that you can grow these relationships? So then there's fruits in it, and you're like, man, for those of you who are married, you have children, man, my kids are right there. Your boyfriend's right there. Your girlfriend's right there. The mom and dad's right there. Aunts, uncle, all those relationships. So who among you could say, Pastor Kenny, I have full confidence that by the end of this year or next year, my relationship, they're going to blossom, they're going to grow, there's going to be fruits from it, and we're going to be so blessed. Who has confidence in that? Just one now. 0? Oh my goodness, even a 5? The people that are good with money is like hands down. So here's what I'm hearing right now. None of you are really good with business, so I'm not good with money, so I'm not going to trust you with my money. And none of you are good with relationships, so then how can I trust you with my relationship? Are you guys getting it? What happened, guys? You have no confidence. But would you agree with me? Your greatest asset, the most important, are your relationships. Who agrees with me? The most important, it is true. It is true. So question, do you know how to grow those relationships? Do you know how to grow those relationships? Do you know how to maximize your relationships? Let's learn. Take your pen. Everyone say, let's go. Go to the back of your program. This is the series that we're on, and today is going to be really cool. I think you guys like this. Nice and loud. Please read with me. The title of the message series is Relationships. It's all about intimacy. Number one, there's no filler. Just please read 2 Peter 3:18. Nice and loud. Please read with me. But grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Take your pen. Circle the word grow. Underline grace, underline knowledge. And go all the way to the end. Circle Jesus Christ. Let me have attention, please. Here's the first premise, and this is the premise for the whole message series. From last week we started, and we'll continue for the next 3-4 weeks. It's all about relationship. It's all about intimacy. First thing, would you agree with me? The essence of any relationships, the essence of all relationships, is to help each other grow to be the best that you can be. Who agrees with that premise, that idea? Is it true? True. I think every one of you sitting in this room right now, you should raise your hands. You put some thoughts into it, because if you don't think clearly, if you don't think it through, then your relationships doesn't want to be like that $10,000 which I would not give you, because you're just going to blow it, and you're just going to go to the track, you're going to go, I don't know, bet on like a game there somewhere. You're not going to invest it wisely. So if you're not going to invest it wisely, I'm not going to give you $10,000. But likewise, you have relationships. If I'm going to be in a relationship with each and every one of you, then I would say, hey, why am I in a relationship with you and why are you in a relationship with me? And if we're not going to come across and say, the essence, if we cannot agree that the essence of our relationship is that I'm going to help you to be the best that you can be, and you're going to help me to be the best I can be. I mean, that is the essence. The word essence means that is it. If you don't have that in a relationship, you don't have any relationships. Then I don't know what kind of relationships you have. You guys get me, right? Then those relationships are really not worth anything. Are you guys getting me? So we have to start with that first premise. If you want to grow your relationships, and we say relationships are your greatest and most important assets, then you have to think this through. Every time, every person that you can imagine, every relationship that you have, any person that comes into your life, you're going to say, the essence of me spending time with this person, and this person spending his and her time with me is that we're going to try to help each other grow. We're going to help each other grow to be the best we can be. You have to have that. You have to keep that focus. Once you lose track of that focus, the fundamentals are off. It's just like looking at a stock, the fundamentals are off, and you're going to say, I'm not going to invest in that stock. You're going to look at the trend and say, this is not the right trend. This whole industry, this whole sector is just not going to work. So same thing with relationships. You're looking at your relationship, he says, if I cannot help this person to be the best that he can be and she can be, and she's not helping me to be the best I can be and I could be, then what kind of relationship do we have? You don't have a relationship. Okay? Let's just be real. But that doesn't mean that you cannot make it to be a relationship. There's two things that you need in any relationship. You have a true relationship as we try to help each other grow. It's two things. It's intimacy. I want to say intimacy. And meeting needs. Those two things. If I'm able to help you to grow to the best you can be, and you're going to try to help me to be the best I can be, those two fundamentals have to be right there. We have to have intimacy. Intimacy is very simple. It's not physical intimacy in the sense of love, but physical touch in that sense. Intimacy means that you know me. I open myself to you. You know me. I know you. That's intimacy. You know, couples and parents. If you look at your parents' relationship. So often, even husbands and wives who've been married for 20 years and who have kids, they're not intimate. You could be in a relationship for 20 years and you don't know the person well, and the person does not know you well. Is that true? Yes or no? Yes or no? True. What's missing? You yearn for something. That's intimacy. Without intimacy, you're not going to help me to be the best I can be. Without intimacy, I cannot help you to be the best you can be. Second thing is meeting needs. You have needs and I have needs. Because you are human, you have needs. 6 needs very fast, okay? You have needs to be certain. Certainty means that you are secure in this relationship. Absence of security, we don't have much of anything. So we have to try to help each other meet needs. We go. We also need to have a variety within our lives. Absence of a variety in our relationships, in our lives, you're going to feel like, man, this is a routine. Oh, wow, this is a routine. do I really have a relationship? Is this what life is about? So absence of certainty, absence of variety, you don't have life. You have routine. And routine is not life. If life is all you're going to do, just wake up in the morning and just go, new day, oh boy, sucks. Well, you're in a routine, sorry. You're not living life, you're living a routine. You may not have security, you may not have variety. You have to grow. Everyone say grow. If you're in a relationship and you're not growing, you don't have a relationship because you have a need and that person needs to meet your needs and you have to meet the other person's needs just to help each other grow. If you're in any relationship, catch this guys, and you're not growing as a person, that relationship is not helping you. You're not helping each other to be the best you can be. The fourth thing that you need in any relationship is connection. Another word for that is love. You need to have this sense of connection. You know when you act out? I know when you act out. I see you guys when you guys act out. I know when you guys act out on Facebook. She did this to me. He did this to me, whatever it is. I know you guys act out when one of those four needs are not being met. That's when you act out. I know when you guys are cool and your needs are being met, and you're like, oh man, you got all these hearts. Seriously, guys, I see all these hearts sending out. Yeah, I'm not going to look over there. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm in love and I got all these hearts, and then you got these smiley faces. Yeah, you got smiley faces that have hearts with smiley eyes. Have you guys seen those smiley faces with hearts with smiley faces? Like hearts? Yeah. I'm like, okay, his needs are being met, her needs are being met. Last two things, I said 6, right? 2 things, very fast. You have a need. Seriously, you have a need to be significant, to have a sense of that I am significant. Your partner, your friendship, your relationships, you bring that out. And in your relationships right now, your dearest one, and the person does not help you to meet the need of being significant, that relationship is going to die a little. And that's why you act out. Whatever relationship you have with your parents, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, each other, absence of being significant is so core to you, so core to you, so core to every one of you, to me as well too, that if I cannot help you to meet your significance, to have that sense of significance, that you matter in this world, you're not going to be the best that you can be. We said that the essence of relationship is to help each other to be the best that you can be. But if the best you can be, if I can help you to have a sense of being significant, I have to help you, and you have to help me. I'll be getting it. Lastly, the 6th point is very simple. You have a need, the sense of fulfillment that you matter and you make a contribution to this world. So if I want to help you to be the best that you can be, I have to help you, to encourage you, so that you can feel that you can contribute to the world, that you matter, you are significant, and you can make a positive impact in your community, in your lives, in your workplace, in your community. Are we getting it? So that's a very, very brief 6 needs that we all have. Take your pen. Point number 2. How do we help each other grow to be the best that we can be? We have to nurture intimacy and we have to meet needs. We have to nurture intimacy with each other and we have to meet each other's needs. And how do we do that? We become an encourager. An encourager. Everyone say encourager? Encourager. Yes. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Nice and loud. Please read with me. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Take a pen. Therefore, so encourage. Look at the word encourage. One another. Underline that. Build each other up. Circle with a build, underline each other. I love the next part. Catch this, guys. Just as in fact you are doing. Question? Is that what you're doing in your relationships? Who's a good encourager? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. No, seriously, who's a good encourager? Raise your hand. Wait, I love this. I love this. I get guys that go like, and I got people that are like, all right. If you're an encourager and you know it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Hands down. Everybody else? All right. Catch this. you've been to movies, I want you to think of a movie that you've watched. It doesn't have to be in the theater. It could be Netflix, it could be YouTube. Think of a movie. A good movie. If you don't like movies, that's okay. Think of a good book. If you don't like to watch movies, you don't read books, think of something good in your mind, a story. Are we all there? Are we all there? Think of something. Why is that movie good? Ask yourself. Why is that book a good book? Ask yourself. Why was that story good? Why was that a good story? Why did that really move you? Look up here. A good book, a good movie, a good story inspires you to be the best you can be. True, yes or no? When you walk out of that theater, when you finish watching that movie, when you finish watching that clip, you go like this and go, man, I'm really lifted, I'm really inspired, that really lifted me up. That's inspiration. And that's what an encourager does. I want to put that together. And that's what you should be to each other. And that's what I should be to you as well too. So think of it this way. There are 6 things that you have to do to be an encourager. Now in all your relationships right now, in all your relationships, some of you are doing 1 or 2 of these things. Great. But if you're not doing all these 6, your relationship's not going to grow. It's just like, I would not give you $10,000, seriously. If you are not like trained and you know how to invest in the market and you say, I got a business plan, I got all these things covered, I would not give you $10,000 and you shouldn't even give me $10,000. You should not lend people money. Seriously, if someone asks you for $10,000, whatever it is, and they say they're going to go into business, what are they going to say? You have to look at all your fundamentals, right? Look at your proposals. Look at everything. Well, same thing with relationships as well, too. You know, relationships are your most precious assets. And if you don't know how to be an encourager, how are you going to make it grow? Something more important. The people that you're with, are they encouraging you? If they're not encouraging you to be the best that they can be, maybe today you can share this message with them. Is that cool? And say, hey, look, hey, honey, I know we're going through some tough times, but here's what I got. Maybe we could work this out together. Let's learn to be an encourager. Maybe I can help you to encourage you, and you can help me to encourage me. And the feelings that you get, like it's just like watching a movie. It's just like reading a good book. You say, man, we're so inspired by this. Are we cool? So for those of you, I love it when you guys go like this. I'm an encourager. I'm going to give you 6 things. Ask yourself if this is what you're doing. For those of you who are saying like, Pastor Kennedy, no, I'm not really a good encourager. Maybe you're not born to be an encourager, but that's perfectly okay. You can learn to be an encourager. Is that okay? Is that cool? See your pen. First thing, it requires intentionality. That's the first requirement. If you want to be an encourager, if you want to nurture intimacy, if you want to meet needs, if you want to help each other grow in all your relationships, it requires intentionality. That's the first thing. Please read Colossians 4, 7, 8. Nice and loud. Please read with me. Tychicus, I am sending him to you for the express purpose that you may know about our circumstances, that he may encourage your hearts. All right, nice and loud. Please read with me. Everybody read with me from I am sending. I am sending him to you for the express purpose that you may know about circumstances, that he may encourage your hearts. Take your pen. This is Paul talking. He's sending this guy. His name is Tychicus. He says, I'm sending him to you for the express purpose, so-called express purpose, so that he can lend you $10,000. No. That you may know about our circumstances. Underline that. Know about our circumstances. There's a second thing. And that he may encourage your heart. So-called encourage your heart. Give me attention, please. Really, really quick, look up, please. This guy Paul, he says, I am sending this guy for the express purpose. Now that's being intentional, right? He says, this is only one thing. Jamie, I'm sending this guy to you for one thing. So they encourage you. So if you want to encourage one another, and you want to be encouraged, you want to encourage somebody else, you want to nurture intimacy in your relationships. You want to nurture intimacy in your relationships. You want to meet each other. You want to build each other up to the best that you can be. First step, it requires being intentional, being purposeful, and say, that's what I'm going to do. Who's on an exercise plan? Seriously? Exercise plan? You guys are one person. Any one of you guys wake up and say, this is what I'm going to do, A, B, C. Any one of you wake up and say, some of you are, right?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You guys have goals, right? You guys have goals in your life and say, this is what I'm going to do when I wake up. But it's the same thing with your friendships, guys. Listen up. Same thing with your friendships. Or whatever relationships that you have, you guys say, I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to be intentional with these people. They are dear to me. They're so dear to me that this is what I'm going to do. Seriously, this is what I'm going to do. If you're just going to go like this, yeah, I have great friends. I have a lot of friends. I got 10,000 followers, 1,000 followers, whatever it is that you guys have on Facebook. I have 20 friends. I have 5 friends. I have whatever it is. I have relationships, and they're fine. And you know what? You are fine. They're fine. And you just comfortable that your relationship, well, they're fine. They didn't hear what we have. They're fine. We're good. Okay. But if you truly want to bring the best out of each other, you have to be intentional. It doesn't grow on its own. Seriously. Guys, listen up. Seriously. No, just being real. If you expect your dearest relationship just grow, no, it doesn't. Nothing like that happens like this. Think of anything. You have to be intentional. You have to be purposeful. It says, I desire growth. I desire intimacy. That's what you have to do. Second thing, real fast. Number 2. It requires a committed relationship. It requires a committed relationship. Next and loud, please read Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 37 to 38. Next and loud, please read with me. The Lord became angry with me also and said, you shall not enter it either, but your assistant, Joshua son of Nun, will enter it. Encourage him, because he will lead Israel to inherit this. Give him. But your assistant, circle your assistant. His name is Joshua. He is the son of a person named Nun. He will enter it. This is what? Encourage him. Circle encourage him. Because he will lead Israel to inherit it. And prior to that, you see that you shall not enter it. Let me have your attention, because it requires a committed relationship. If you truly desire growth, and you truly desire intimacy, and you truly desire to help each other meet your needs and desire the best out of your relationship, it needs to be a committed relationship. There needs to be commitment right there. And this little passage, just really quickly, God was talking to this guy named Moses. You guys heard the name Moses, right? Joshua is a little less, right? Moses is the man. He is the man. And God says, Moses, you're not going to go. You're not going to get to the promised land. But I want you to encourage your assistant. Help them to inherit the land, go into the land. That's a committed relationship. I bet all of you guys, and myself included, I have to help my assistant. He's going to inherit that. He's going to get the fruits. And I'm not going to go there. God, you want me to do that. And I would never enter that. I've never experienced that. You guys won't get a championship. I'm going to help you guys get the championship. And I'm going to sit back and I'm not going to enjoy that. Get out of here. God, seriously, God? God, I can't do that. But that's exactly what Moses did. If you want intimacy, if you want something good for each other, it requires a committed relationship. There are times in your relationship that you have to make this commitment to and say, I will serve this brother, I will serve this sister. It's out of humility, but more than out of humility because I want the best for this person. It's going to feel so foreign to you. Wow, I have to help, and I'm not going to get to enjoy this part of it. That's true, you may not be able to enjoy part of it, okay? There are going to be relationships that you have, and if it's just going to be, what's it in for me, you're a dangerous person. I'll say it again. I'm just being real. I'm just being a pastor. If you're in relationships, what you're thinking about, and I know who you are, what's in it for me, coach? What's in it for me first? And it's not just one person. I'm not talking to a lot of people. Myself included, I'm talking to. Okay? So it's just being real. Just being very real. With the first thing that you're thinking about is what's in it for me, you are a very dangerous person. Because you're looking one way. And I bet you every one of us are guilty of that. Would you say so? Why should I put in this much time? Why should I be doing this? Why should I be doing that? Why should I be doing that? And God goes like this. God goes, Moses, this is what I want you to do. Encourage this young assistant. Build him up. Moses didn't go like this. What's in it for me? And then Moses says, serve. So that anytime you're thinking what's in it for me, you are dangerous. Toxic is a better word too. Because it's all one way. And when that relationship dries up, when that person ceases to help you, you will move on to another person. That's a very, very important thing you have to remember. You have to be in a committed relationship. It's both ways. That's how you bring the best out of each other. Okay? Number 3. Requires time and effort. Please read 1 Thessalonians 3. Nice and loud. Please read with me. We sent Timothy to strengthen and encourage you in your faith, so that no one will be unsettled by these trials, because that requires time and requires effort. We sent, so we're sent. That's a lot of work, sent to Timothy to strengthen and encourage. Underline strengthen and encourage in your faith. Why? So that no one will be unsettled by these trials. Give me your attention, please. If you don't have the time, you find yourself go like this. You're supposed to meet a friend. You're supposed to do something. You desire to do something. You desire to build a relationship. You desire to meet some people. You desire to say, God placed me in these people's lives and I want to help these people grow. I don't have time. You guys experience that, right? I don't have time. Or, yeah, my schedule doesn't work. My schedule does not work. Right? Can I push it off? I'll text, I'll email, I'll write. Next month better? Next month. What happens next month? Schedule doesn't work. Sorry. Still doesn't work. Right. Your relationships are not working because it requires time and effort. Being intentional is one thing, and say, I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to schedule March 1st, I'm going to schedule October, whatever. I'm going to schedule Thanksgiving, I'm going to schedule all of this. Great stuff. Where's your follow through? The follow through is time, effort. When that day comes, time, effort. If you want great relationships, time, effort. You want to see your money grow, time and effort. You want to see an investment grow, time and effort is required. Same thing with relationships, seriously speaking. And for many of us, we're going to go like this. Time, I'd rather just, can I just stay at home and just watch some TV first? I need to wind down, I need some me time. Right? I need some me time, that's all. And then I'm going to pick and choose. 5 people ask me, so no. So I'm just like, yes, I'll say yes to this because my plate's so full. But then seriously, I understand plate is full, but person 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all those other relationships are going to suffer because it requires time and effort. So you don't give up certain relationships. I understand that you cannot have all these relationships. You have to be wise. But the ones that you say those are dear to me, then you have to put time and effort. Are we getting it? You have to put time and effort. You don't put in the time and effort in those others, they're going to suffer. Plain and simple. I have a short little video. Can I have a video, please? Lights. Thank you.
No, I have not said I love you to my parents, ever. I mean, my parents never said it to me, and I never said it to them. We just kind of assumed, I think.
I said I love you to my mom after a church retreat in 7th grade. And it was like, I love you, Mom, and like maybe tears, but that was probably the last time I said I love her. I love you to her. And I haven't told my dad I loved him for a while, ever, maybe ever, I don't know.
I'd probably say to them every other or every third or fourth time that I talk to them on the phone or see them. Yeah, it's not that often, but I think for an Asian family, like we say, it's a lot.
I really can't recall a time where I've said it before. Maybe once or twice. And that's probably because, well, they never said it to me, so love was more shown through action.
Usually if I call my parents or if I'm home, I'll say, good night, love you. so every night. But yeah, no, they'll say it once in a while, especially when I'm off in college. We'll say it more often
So how do you think they would react to you if you just said it to them out in public?
I think my mom would be like, what'd you say? It's like, "Oh, I don't know, mom, I'm just expressing myself. Like, I love you. Please don't kill me.
I feel like it'll make his day because we never really say that.
I think my mom would probably laugh and be like, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you starving? Do you need money?
Or they'll probably think something's wrong. They'll probably be like, did you get another speeding ticket, or did you get in an accident, or something? Hopefully they don't cry though, so it should be cool. Should be fine.
No idea how my dad's gonna react. He'll be like, great, love you too.
It's like you've never said it before. In English or in
No.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Hey, Baba. Well, I just wanted to call to say that I love you and that I want to thank you for just taking care of us and especially taking care of Cindy right now when Mom's in China. So.
Hey mom, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I just got out of band practice. I just wanted to say I appreciate everything that you do for me, and that even though I'm stupid and I don't take care of myself a lot, that I appreciate and I love you. So thank you.
Hi, son. How are you? Thanks for calling.
You're welcome. Hey, I just want to call you and tell you that I love you.
喂，妈妈。没有，我只想打电话告诉你，跟你说一声 I love you 啊。
说句。
Hi, Daddy.
是。
What are you doing right now?
快到说了，这个说了。
Oh, well, I'm just calling to tell you that I love you. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for me, and I never really say I love you, so I wanted to call you and tell you that.
No, I just wanted to call and say that I love you. Because I don't get to say it that often. 你说什么？
Oh, wow. I'm just waiting to hear this. I know you'll call. I've been waiting and I never give up hope. Thanks. Very
Oh, 谢谢。I love you too. 因为我觉得都没有跟你说过，所以这样子。对啊，我在做功课，然后就想到。对呀，你刚刚说 I love you。好，高兴想什么？
No problem. Oh, stop it. I mean, I'm not home often. It's like, it's probably the best time to do it. So, thanks, Mom. I love you. No, not yet. Should I eat on campus? I can eat on campus.
No, I have a chicken and rice.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Mom.
Amy alikirale, just routine ankna. Yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
Inka, that's it really. I just wanted to say I love you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a consulting thing. Yeah, so.
哇，你衣服很多耶，看那出的都是衣服。
对。
不要买衣服了，衣服够穿就好。
知道。
You never said I love you back to me. Hey.
No, I say that to me. Because every time I want to watch her hear again, I need to record it now.
Yeah, everything's fine. I'll be home in like a few hours probably.
Okay, please come.
Okay, alright, bye.
Thank you, take care.
Yes, I will.
Okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Lights, please. Lights, please. Go. So, it's the essence of all relationships, guys. the essence of all relationships is try to bring the best out of each other. And we're trying to encourage and nurture intimacy. And it's to meet needs, and we have this need to know that we're secure in our relationships. And why is it so hard for us to say, I love you, Mom, I love you, Dad? You notice, why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult? Do you think? What's the point? Number 4, we require speaking positive words. Please read Acts 20:1-2, mentality. Paul sent for the disciples, and after encouraging them, said goodbye and set out for Macedonia. He traveled through that area, speaking many words and encouragement to the people. Take a pen. Paul sent for the disciples, and after encouraging them, see that word again, encouraging them, circle encouraging. He said goodbye to those disciples, and he went out to this area called Macedonia. He traveled throughout that entire area and watched it, speaking many words. Circle word, speaking many words. What type of words? Encouragement, underline that, to people. Give me attention, please. Give me attention, please. It starts right there. You're going to be intentional. You say, I desire these relationships. They're so important to me. I'm going to make it grow. I'm committed to these relationships. It's not going to be one way. It's not like what's in it for me. It's going to be 2 ways. I'm going to put myself into these relationships, okay? That's what it says right there. It requires time and effort. You're going to make the time, you're going to make the effort to meet each other, and you're going to speak positive words. Here's what I think why some of us are not able to encourage each other. We're very prideful. For those of you who are not good encouragers, for those of you who do not speak positive words, for those of you who has a difficulty of expressing, hey, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good. Right, keep that up. If you're not naturally inclined to be able to say those words, I love you is just another expression. Hey, you're doing great. If you're inclined that you're not able to say that, there's a sense of pride in your heart. I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'm telling you right now. That's just one part of it. There's a sense of pride within your heart. And maybe you're a perfectionist. It's hard for you to see through certain things. And you'll always have to be perfect before I say that's a good job. Some of us are like that, aren't we? We're going to withhold, because you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. But that's the sense of prideful arrogance in our heart. That's one part of it. Another part of it is where we don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to say I love you, because now, are you going to say it back? If you don't say it back, I'm putting myself out in this relationship. I need to be accepted. I want to have this certainty. Question for everybody. Have you said I love you to your mom or dad? Just want to know. Who has not? Who has not? I know. That's okay. That's okay. So, and yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I know. It's rough. I bet all my money I have, your mom and dad desire to hear that. I bet that. All my money, your mom and dad desire to hear that. Who has ever said to each other, I love you, among your friends? I can't believe you guys. You guys are able to say that to each other, but you can't say that to mom and dad. Something's off, right? And that lady that goes like this, son, I've been waiting for you to hear this. I need to record this. Come on. Speak positive words. You know, I was, this past week, I attended Emily's grandpa's memorial service. That's Fong's dad. I was not the speaker. I was not the officiant. I just spoke briefly and I prayed. I want to share something with you guys. And Minister Sam, he was the officiant. And he gave, you want to call it the eulogy, he gave the message. I want you to put yourself in Minister Sam's shoes right now, this very second. And someone that you know, someone dear to you, the parent passed away, or the grandfather passed away. And you are appointed and you're asked and you're requested to officiate the entire funeral service. It's 2 days. You have to do it 2 days. One time during the wake, and you'll be there for 1 day, 1 night. And the next time at the cemetery. And you're asked to speak encouraging words, and you're asked to lift people up, and you're asked to give peace and comfort to the family. Are you guys ready to do that? Who thinks you could do it? Just one. Who thinks I could do that, Pastor Ben? I could do that. Okay. One? Anybody? No. Who thinks that's very hard to do? Who thinks I would never want to do that? I would never want to be in that position. It's too difficult. Just one now. Yes, yes, yes. Totally agree. It's one of the hardest things to do. To see some loved ones of yours suffer. And you have to be so strong and you have to share the words and give comfort to people. Now watch this. I know what Mr. Sam's going through. Because I've been in his position, I've done it. So I know exactly what he's going through. And during dinner, I had a chance to sit next to him. And I know exactly what he's going through. I know what he has to go through prior, I know what he has to go through during, I know what he has to deal with after. All of that emotions, everything, I know exactly what he's going through. We share dinner together. I make sure I sat next to him. Next day, he has to go to the cemetery as well too, go to the service as well. Comes back for lunch, and the family gathers together. And I make sure I'm sitting next to Mr. Sam. I make sure I sit next to Mr. Sam. Call right going to the cemetery, I make sure we're in the same car. And during that whole time, at the end, he asked me just one question. He goes, "What do you think, Kenny?" Because I'm the pastor. He looks at me. He's the junior man. He's the minister. He says, "What do you think, Kenny? How did I do?" I know what he means. And I know there's no way I'm going to put a 12-point critique and let's go through your day and let's do a critique of this whole thing. No way I'm going to do any critique. I make sure it's all positive words. Are you guys getting me? Because I know what he wants to do. All positive words. Anytime for something else but a teaching moment, that is not a teaching moment. Are you guys getting that? And I make sure that during the ride up there, we're sitting among other people. And they ask, "So Mr. Sam, what do you do during the week from Monday to Friday?" And I make sure I lift him up so that people understand the work that he has to do. And when we had dinner, and other people would ask, "So what does he do?" And I said, "Oh man," I made sure I took that opportunity to say good words, to uplifting words. Are you guys getting that? Same thing with your parents. Same thing with your most important relationships. Same thing, same principle. You have to speak positive words. If you're such a hard-up guy and it's tough luck every day, you are hard to live with. It's not just the guys, the ladies as well too. You're just so hard up and you can't speak a single positive word until the person deserves it. Then I would say you are not an encourager. And you're not a Christian. I'm saying this out of love. Are you guys getting me? So whatever pride or insecurity that's in there, if you want to nurture intimacy, okay? You want to nurture intimacy. And you believe relationships are going to bring the best out of each other. You make sure you speak positive words. And that's what Paul said in this verse. Do you know this? All this comes from the Bible? It's not coming from a self-help book. Do you know that the Almighty God is telling each other, "Hey, Paul, gather your disciples together, encourage them." And then after he encourages them, he sets out, he goes to this whole area, he's speaking continuously, words of encouragement. And if you say that, "Man, Paul's my role model, he's the one that I look up to," well then, gosh. If he's your role model, I don't see it. You guys understand me? I have to say something really hard to my congregation. I've been here for 10 years. I'm saying it with all love. I'm saying with all love. We need to learn to know how to encourage one another. I mean, we're learning how to encourage one another, man, something special happens. Just like a little child. Hey, you can do this, you can do this. Take this step. You fall, come on, get up. That's what's missing in our church. Not absolutely, but this is the number one thing that we could do for one another. Lifting each other up. Not one person, not the person A, B, is everybody across the board. Everybody across the board. Because the relationship, the essential purpose of relationship is help each other the best that you can be, then you can pick and choose. I'll say good thing to this person and nothing to these people, and only criticism to these people, because it's tough love. Are you guys hearing me? I'm not going to say nothing to these people because then no one knows you love them. No one knows. It's so important that you are so wired and you need to know that you will act out when they don't tell you. So then you start to. And you change this church culture. And you change this church dynamics. If you have not spoken positive words, today's the day. Make it today. Next one. We're going to end soon. Real simple. It requires showing examples of positive action. Please read Titus 2, 6, 7. Nice and loud. Please read with me. Similarly, encourage the young men to be self-controlled in everything. Set them an example by doing what is good. It requires showing examples of positive action. You know what? Take your paper. Take your paper. Take a look. Take a look. Put it down. We're going to end right now. I think we have a lot. Would you agree? Would you agree, Brendan? President? Captain Day? Go. Everyone look up. Look up here. Here's what I want to end with. It's not more knowledge you need right now. You don't need that knowledge. I think what the Spirit of the Lord is telling me right now is practice what we know already. Take the first step and be able to speak positive words to one another, really positive words to one another. And when you're able to do that, you are starting to be an encourager. And now watch this. You need to hear positive words. And here's what I desire for you to do. For the people that you know you need to talk to, make phone calls, seriously. Don't do a text. Don't do a text. That's a cheap way. Make some phone calls. Better. Schedule some FaceTime and say, hey, can we just meet for coffee? Just want to say something to you. It could be something as simple as like, I really appreciate you, right? I love you that you were in my life, and I'm sorry that I have not been really good with this part of it, but I want to express this to you, that I love you. And maybe it's not love that you want to express, you might say, I appreciate you. Maybe not appreciate, but no, I just want the best for you. And maybe, hey, I'm sorry now, start with that. Make those phone calls today. How's that? Then the other thing is this. There are words that you desire to hear from certain people. True? Yes? Yes or no? Yes or no? Make those phone calls. Invite that person as is. Honey, baby, friend, whomever, mom, dad, I love you. But I really desire to hear that from you as well too. I think life is too short for you to go for next week and just sit there and say, that person never called and that person means the world to me and I desire to hear so much from that person, I'm just going to wait until that person calls, but that person never calls, so you're still acting out. So I'd rather you go like this and be proactive in your relationships and be an encourager and nurture intimacy, true intimacy, and go like this. And be vulnerable, go like this. Hey, can we talk? Can I meet you? And during that face, I said, I really desire to hear this from you, and you have never said it to me in your life. And it would mean so much for me to hear that from you. Seriously. And I think you will start to grow. Something amazing is going to happen in your life. And you're going to start to change a little more so. And that's when you're growing to be more like Christ. Everyone say cool? Cool. Last thing, I love you guys.
Love you too.
Let us pray. Pause. Father, we love you, Lord. And we're not ashamed to say it. We're not abashed to say it. But so often, it's so easy to say I love you to you, Father, but it's so difficult for us to say that to one another. Because emotionally, Father, we're just wounded sometimes. Or maybe it's just the pride that stands in our heart that we cannot say it to each other. Because it takes vulnerability. It takes humility. Yeah, it's so difficult sometimes, Father. I praise you, Father, for today. I could see it in so many people's eyes right now, and I could sense it in their heart, and I could feel it from the heart and from the emotions and from the faces, Father. I know you've spoken to them today in a very, very powerful way, and you've spoken to me, Father. So at this time, I just want to lift up Mr. Tangit Sr., Long's dad, Hayden's dad, Emily's grandfather, close grandfather. Thank you. Thank you for your saving grace. Thank you. He's in your arms. Thank you for Minister Sam, for what he put together for the service, for his effort, and for his heart. Father, he put his whole heart into it. Every part of it is in there. And since he gave so much of himself, Father, he also needs to be fulfilled as well too. So we fill him up with our love. And so I pray for our English congregation that when they see him downstairs, to give Mr. Sam a very, very good word. Likewise to Fong and to Emily.